Thank you.
which was super lit. You did an amazing job. I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. Girl, I'm ready for this link up.
Period. The link up is about to be fire. I mean, the lineup is fire on its own.
Yes, I'm excited.
The lineup is fire on its own. And I've been telling all my followers this whole time, like, I know for me, since I'm a business funding specialist, I'm focusing on purely getting people funded. Like, I really want to focus on getting people's documentation right, getting their paperwork right, so they can really leave with something tangible and be like, okay, when I came to this link up, I left and my business is flourishing now. Whether it's sales, whether it's funding, whether it's content that will convert. Like, that's why I was like, we got to have India. We got to have Des. Like, we got to have the other funding go in the building. Ellie Talks Money. I'm geeked up.
I'm excited. And I feel like for 2022, it's important to know, like I always tell people, I did a lot by myself and I got very far by myself. But this year, I just want to do more networking and more collabing because I feel like we're more powerful together. And I think it's very important to network because now it's not really about what you know, but it's really about who you know. And certain connections and being in certain rooms can lead you to where you're trying to go. But you have to get in those rooms first and take advantage of the opportunities that are given. So.
No, that's the super facts. Like, I'm doing a little small networking class before the link up this Saturday because I want to teach people how important it is to learn how to properly network. Like, I have seen so many times where I've been in a room and people just come up to you, throw a business card in your hand, and then they're like, okay, well, I do hair. Here's my business card. And then they walk off. And it's like, girl, that business card is in the trash. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm not going to remember you. I'm not going to know who you are. So it's like being able to strategically work the room is what will get you the results that you want to get. I see now why so many people don't take the time to invest in getting in the room is because they don't know how to work the room.
Yep.
They don't know how to network when they get there. They don't know how to make the connections and get the mentors and get the clients and get the partnerships when they get in the room.
Yes, that's so true. And I tell people that even when it comes to like vendor tables, I get women that come to my events and they do vendor tables. And don't get me wrong, some women have came to and not made a sale. And it's because they feel like because they have a vendor table, they don't have to work the floor. They don't have to mingle with the audience. They don't have to say anything. It's just like, I got a vendor table. You're supposed to just buy from me because I'm here. And a lot of people do that in these events. Y'all get to these events and y'all don't ask questions. You don't mingle. You don't network. You're standoffish. I understand that people could be introverts, but we got to get uncomfortable because uncomfortable is what brings growth. And if you're not ready to get uncomfortable, you're not going to reach that next level. And I tell people that all the time. So when you get into these type of rooms, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people have these type of events and not all of them are the right cause, but you do still have a lot of genuine people that are willing to give you the information and willing to give you the knowledge, willing to talk to you, willing to take a picture, willing to really converse. And for those people, you got to take advantage of it. And sometimes you got to just take your L's, and I call those L's lessons because for every L I take in life, I make a lesson out of it. I learned how to have a better approach for next time. So every time you have an L, for anybody that's on this live, anytime you are disappointed or you take an L, make sure that you always take that L and think of it as a lesson. It's a lesson on how to have a better approach because if you never took that L, you wouldn't know how to do better the next time.
That's the major key alert. That's the whole fact about growing and being an entrepreneur. Every day you're going to fail at something. It may be small, it may be big. You're going to lose some money, you're going to lose some friends, you're going to lose some opportunities, you're going to miss some moments. Every single day you miss something. But the good thing about it is you learn, okay, boom, I missed that. I should have took that opportunity. How do I take that opportunity next time? How do I not miss that? That was the opportunity I should have took for next time. And that's truly what you get when you're leveling up. That's the level up. Like, it's being comfortable with taking those failures and being comfortable with taking those losses. I be embracing mine. I'm like, go and give them to me now so I can get it over with. So I can go ahead and get to my bag. I be like, go and bring it now. Yep, they said the loss is the lesson, period. And that's it.
Period. I tell people
that's exactly it.
I'm to this day in my business, like people, I'm successful, but I'm still taking losses. Losses that people don't even know, like for my vision board party, like, I had a budget, which was, I think, 20K. The man tried to play me because he knew who I was, and he tried to tax me $179K just to do my vision board party. So 2 weeks prior to my vision board party, it was like I could have canceled it or I could have just panicked and said, F this. I had to find a whole new event planner. Y'all don't even know that. That whole thing that y'all seen, that was done within 2 weeks of a new event planner, new bartenders, new everything, because I had to start completely over. And I paid and I paid a $1,500 invoice as soon as he sent it. Like, I was on the ball. I did my part. I didn't have the invoice sitting. A mess. So people don't understand, like, you take those L's, but now you learn. And what did I get from that? I'm to this point now where instead of me making it such support Black business, I'm gonna still support Black business, but I'm more supporting who's going to get the job done.
Period. I'm with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm with that. 2022, I'm with whoever is doing the job and going above and beyond for me, right? So I'm going to pay you your rates. I'm not going to complain or bargain with you. I'm going to make sure you get paid on time. I'm going to offer you comfortable work environments, whatever you need. I'm going to work just as hard as you, but you got to come in and do the work. You're not going to just come and get on company time and you're not doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a Black girl, it's like, that's cute. And I would love to have a full Black woman team. That would be super dope. But it's like, we got to see who's doing the work. Who's doing the work is who gets on the team. Speaking of losses, though, I don't know if you remember, India, but like August 2020, I DM'd you. And you'll have to probably go back in your DMs. I DM'd you August 2020, and I told you I took a major L. I was like, my best friend of 10 years just stole $50K from me. I had been saving it up from doing hair for like the past, 10 years. And I was like, she just changed the locks on the apartment we had, stole the money. And I was like, I didn't ask you for nothing. I just said, thank you for every day you used to wake up and get on live and be like, no excuses. You used to be like, no excuses every single morning. And I was like, you know what? Just thank you for shining your light, because that was what made me feel like, I'm like, no excuses. I'm like, it's somebody else in my same situation who's bodying it. It's somebody else in my exact same situation who's killing it, making no excuses and getting back on their feet. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, F that money. I was like, what's 50K to a millionaire? That's what I started saying to myself. If I want to have that millionaire mindset, I got to start making that decision now. I'm like, what's 50K to a millionaire? So I was like, every day I'm about to get up. I'm about to do what it takes. I'm about to get to my goal. And look, a year later, I'm throwing my own event and you coming to my event in LA.
Period.
That's the work.
But you know what? Too, we have to realize too, and stop trying to overanalyze everything. And a lot of times we say, God's plan, right? And then when things don't happen our way, it's like, oh, forget God's plan. It was my plan. I wanted to do this. But we also have to understand, I'm starting to notice too that everything happens for a reason. We may not get the reason at that moment in time, but eventually you do get the reason of why things happen. So I always say, I don't even try to overanalyze, like, why would this happen? Why would he do this like me like this? Like, I'm a professional. I'm making sure I do pay my invoices. I couldn't have that type of time. It's like, I have to move like a boss. Like, everybody has their times where things happen. It's life. We can't plan everything. And I tell people all the time, stop being so busy trying to have a perfect start, because it's only going to keep you behind. You can learn as you go. Every step that you take, whether it's a baby step, it's a step towards your goals. So instead of trying to have the perfect start, stop being afraid of failure and understand that there's going to be times that you're going to do things and you're going to be pushed back and you're just going to keep moving forward and you're going to bounce back each time. But it takes for you to fail first or get pushed back so you can understand what it is that you are doing so you can move forward. So, I take things for what it is now. I don't try to overanalyze. I don't try to think too deep about, why this happened, why it is happening. And I just, really put it in God's hands, but also just realize, like, okay, what can I do not right now? Like, okay, that's done. I have the power to change my situation. And a lot of us have so much power to change the situations that we in. But I always tell people, if you're not ready for success, if you're still afraid of failure, you got to be ready for failure. You got to be. It comes before you get any success. Yes. You're going to start feeling like I know for me at one point in my process, and I'm still going through, we're going to continuously be in our process, but I started being like, dang. Like, is it ever going to just happen? Like, when is the moment going to come where it's like the light at the end of the tunnel? It's like every day you grinding, you put in the work, you being consistent, and it just doesn't feel like it's on your timing. But that's when it comes. Like, I read this book called Atomic Habits, and that book really changed the way that I think about things, because it tells you to do 1% better every day. That's all it tells you. If you do 1% better every single day, at the end of the year, you'll be 365% better. By the next year, you'll be doubling that. So if you just put in a little bit of work to change your habits, change your mindset, change your friends, change your environments, 1% every day, you'll end up getting to wherever it is that you want to go. And I feel like that book made it so simple. Sometimes we be thinking so large at the big picture, and it's like, damn, we're looking at this big mountain hill of trying to get to $1 million, but it's like, no, reverse work it. All you need is this much a day, this much a week, this much a month, and it really does change the way that you do your whole life, your whole day. The book is called Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits. I think somebody just put it into yeah, there they go. into the comments.
Come on, secretaries. We need secretaries.
I always tell people being afraid to fail is being afraid to succeed. So
Yep.
you gotta pick your struggle. It's hard making money and it's also hard being broke. So which one you want to do? that's really it. And it's so funny because I used to have a goal where I used to be like, oh, 6 figures. 6 figures was my goal. I hit the 6 figures and I'm like, oh, $1 million. Then I hit the $1 million. I'm like, oh, 2 million. And to be honest, like people always show you the big numbers, but y'all don't understand how much is coming out of that when it comes, especially like if you have something where you're shipping. Like I just got done paying $300K in taxes. Like these are problems people don't even think about. Like this is something I didn't even think about. Like $300K in taxes. I feel like that's ridiculous. And to be honest, guys, there's people that make more money than me that have not even dare pay that much. And you want to know why? Because they have CPAs. They know how to handle their money right. They have them tax shelters and they have certain bank accounts and different type of trust funds. And I've learned
we can get into
it. Girl, because I learned that. Are we keeping this for the link up or what?
I mean, I get excited. Everybody that's from my platform already knows when I get excited, I start giving out the gems because people do not understand what an asset your business actually really is. And I'll have people come in my DMs all the time, and I'll, because I teach how to build the business credit so you can access the funding and be able to take out bank loans and raise venture capital, like all these different type of ways that you could gain money for yourself. But people be sleeping on their business.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all be so focused on making day-to-day sales, y'all sleeping on the real business.
And I could be honest, like I really slept because I was so busy in my head trying to tell myself, oh, I'm gonna save, stack. You know what I mean? Where it's like stack, stay out the way. Okay, but that backfired on me when it came to taxes, because when it came to taxes, it was like I had nothing to account for, nothing. I was so busy trying not to spend, and whether it didn't have to be on luxury, but I'm starting to realize like a lot of wealthy, rich people, they spend on the type of things that they spend on. It's not because, well, some people still do it to flex, but most people do it for a write-off. It's a write-off. And I'm the dummy paying $300K while there's people, you got your Donald Trump president that paid like, he made way more money than me. So it's very important that you take these type of opportunities where, because there's not a lot of people that I know that speak on business and funding. And this is like stuff I didn't know. I always took my money, flipped it. And like the only thing that I've gotten when it came to funding was when it came to that free money, that PPP loan.
PPP, yeah.
And to be honest, I still have not like figured out what to put that on, to be honest, because I don't like to rush things. And I was so into, let me just go ahead and do this free money. And I didn't even know that you didn't have to pay it back. Like when I say that sometimes people think I know it all. I tell people all the time, I remain teachable because I want to learn more. And the more you learn, the more you earn. So I never feel like I know it all. So I'm still learning. So I can't wait to come to your link up because I'm like, I need to learn some stuff myself.
Oh yeah, the link up, we are getting into it because I know I just actually taught last night in Ellie Talks Money's class, her mentorship class, and like the stuff I was talking to them about, they was like, we never even heard of stuff like this, and I'm like, yeah, because honestly, the real statistics, you can look this up on the U.S. Census. The real statistics is last year in 2021, only 3% of minority women got funded from venture capital or investors. That is a very small percentage when you look at how much venture capital and investors put out money into businesses on a daily basis. 3%? That means we either don't know where it is or we don't know how to prepare to get it. And when y'all understand what type of business you want to have, do you want to have a business that you're creating for, your legacy and your family to pass down? Are you creating a business that you just want to be able to change the world and you don't mind, only having 50% of it and letting investors eat off the other 50 and then they just fund your business and give you mentorship? You got to figure out what type of business that you want to figure out what type of funding is right for your business. Yeah. PPP loan, everybody should have got that.
Everybody should have got that. Like people were so busy trying to make fun of who got it, and even the people that got money that got it. It's like you just say that you were dumb and you didn't get it. There's no way. Yeah. All these excuses people make, and you didn't take advantage of that. It's just like
I tell my platform all the time, if you're not writing grants, you're throwing money out for your business. Like, I'm like, once you write one grant proposal, you have a grant proposal that you could write for all of the hundreds of thousands of grants that go out a year just for Black-owned businesses. I'm like, why aren't our businesses certified? You guys don't have your women-owned certified. You don't have your minority-owned certified. Like, these are the opportunities that we need to have in our community so that we can access the money. Like, I know for a fact, half of the people on this live right now cannot access funding for their business and are either using their 9-to-5 check or are using their savings to try to keep their business afloat. And it's like, you cannot scale without having access to capital, period.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to scale to the point that you want to really get to. Inventory, marketing, branding, hiring a team. Use their money. I mean, we could really get into that because that's when I get hyped. I'm going to say that for the link up. Y'all got to come to the link up.
Y'all got to come to the link up. I'm really excited for the link up.
The link up is going to be super dope.
You came to my vision board party and won best dress.
I did.
Best dressed CEO. Oh,
I did.
It's so crazy because when I gave you the check, I didn't know it was you.
Uh-huh.
So my husband was like, the girl that won, that's who, the link up is expired by. And I'm like, OMG. I'm like, wow, that's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's all working, together. It's just all positioning itself. It's all positioning itself. Yeah, that was dope. I didn't come there expecting to win nothing. I just come as me and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it go anyway. Because, us New Yorkers, we going to be fly. I'm going to be the fly. So I can tell you that right now. We going to be fly. So that's just that New York.
But I think you should bring that up too, because a lot of times people come to these link ups and they don't look the part. They're not dressing how they want to be addressed. Like, I don't care if you're not a millionaire, if you're not a CEO, you have to come play the part. You want people to be like, wait, who is that? Because you can look like $1 million without spending $1 million.
Period. That part. And it's a lot in confidence too. Like, you're going to dress how you feel. Like a verse in the Bible, not to get real biblical, but one of the verses in the Bible that I live by is a man can only do what's in his heart. So I really look at people like how you presented yourself. That's what's in your heart. So if you didn't comb your hair or you didn't do your nails or, clean your teeth or, it's like those type of things. That's what you feel about yourself. That's the confidence that you're exuding on yourself. And that means that's the same energy you're bringing to your business every day. Right. Yeah. So it's like, why would I want to network with somebody who's not even taking themselves and their business serious? It's like, it's written all over you. You can only do what's within you. So it's like, even if you're not feeling it, you got to fake the funk. You got to come and think, long term, like, okay, even if I'm not in that position right now, how can I look that part? How can I present myself as that CEO that I want to be? You better get on Pinterest, look up some mood boards. You better look on Instagram on a hashtag and see what other people was doing. Get it together.
Yep. Because you came and owned that room, honey. I was like, sheesh. And pink is my color, so.
Yeah. But okay, so that's why I'm having the networking thing on Saturday, because it's like, these things are not by chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you go in a room, and I tell this to my girls on my platform, anytime you go in the room, there's a certain amount of research that needs to be done. You're not just going blindsided, hoping for the best. There's a certain amount of research. And I do this the same with when we write grants. You research the company. What are the brand colors? What is the brand vision? What is the brand voice? What do they support? How do you make them want to fund you? How are you part of their business, right? So when you show up to these people's networking events, what do these people stand for? How do I get attention being in the room by being what the brand stands for? That's how you come in the room. You come in the room looking like the brand, looking like what the brand supports. Automatically, people are like, oh, they must be the panelists. They must be the hosts. Yep. You're not, but you're going to get the attention you need to then be able to make the connections that you need. That's what I become. Do a little research, y'all.
I tell people all the time, got to network, got to learn how to network. People expect opportunity to come. Knock, knock. Hey, is Jasmine there? I just want to give her an opportunity. Like, it's not going to happen. That's not how it works. You have to, take the opportunity, and people don't understand. Sometimes you have to travel to it. And that's sometimes out of your state.
Period.
Out of the house.
Period. I mean, you know that saying when they say give a little, get a little. I hate that saying. That is like the worst thing to me, the worst mindset to have. It's like, why would you give a little to get a little? Who just wants a little? Let's be real. Do you really just want a little? Like when they say you playing in the little leagues, is that cute to you? Like you like that title? You want to be the little leagues? Or do you want to be in the major leagues? Do you want to give major and get major? Like whatever you put out there, that's what truly will come back to you. And y'all got to stop playing so small. being so scared to pay the price. The price is the price because of what's going to be there for you, okay? The people that are going to be able to pour into you. That's why the price is the price. The price is not the price so we could get rich off of it. It's so that you could get rich off of it. You know what I'm saying? If you're around other people